Superman has fought the mighty Mongul on many occasions, and in this video, we will go through all their major battles one by one, to get to know more about the Mad Titan of the DC Universe. Mongul debuts in DC Comics presents number 27, when he appears to Superman and orders him to retrieve a crystal key, located on a faraway planet. This key is the only item which is capable of controlling the Warworld, the gargantuan mobile weaponized satellite, which was built by a savage and warmongering race called Warzoons to invade the universe. In order to ensure Superman's cooperation, Mongul kidnaps and miniaturizes Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Steve Lombard, and traps them in a transparent energy cube. Superman is forced to cooperate to save his friends, and ultimately gets into a fierce fight with Martian Manhunter, who has been sworn to protect the key. Superman defeats Manhunter and gets the key, only to be interrupted by Mongul, who arrives in his spaceship to claim the item. Superman's friends urge him not to give Mongul the key, or he will control Warworld and enslave the universe. Superman decides to take his friends' advice, despite the fact that this could kill them. Martian Manhunter interferes and saves Lois, Jimmy, and Steve. Enraged, Mongul blasts Superman away, believing that he fooled him and freed his friends, but Manhunter appears and tells Mongul that he is the one who freed Superman's friends. Mongul knocks Manhunter before stealing the key and teleporting away. This was the first confrontation ever between Superman and Mongul, which proves that the villain is powerful enough to at least trade blows with Superman and Martian Manhunter. The second confrontation takes place in DC Comics Presents number 36, featuring Prince Gavin, also known as Starman. Mongul kills Gavin's sister and kidnaps his beloved Lady Maria. Later on, Superman joins forces with Starman and fights Mongul. Superman confronts the mighty villain and tells him that he came to take on him man to man, before pounding on him, remarking that he can't let him catch his breath. But Mongul proves powerful enough to tank all Superman's punches and to blast him with destructive beams. Superman retaliates and strikes Mongul with his heat vision, but still can't keep him down, and is shocked to see Mongul still standing, although he hit him with everything he had. Superman attacks again, but this time Mongul fights back and pounds on Superman hard until he knocks him out, remarking that Superman was a fool for fighting him, because he knew Mongul was more powerful. Eventually, Starman comes to aid Superman, and together they confront Mongul, who manages to flee. The third confrontation takes place in DC Comics Presents number 43, when Mongul uses the Sun Eater to destroy Earth as an act of revenge against Superman for interfering with his plans. Mongul imprisons Superman in one of his cubes, forcing Jimmy Olsen, who saw what happened to Superman, to summon the Legion of Superheroes, believing that they are capable of handling this critical situation. Meanwhile, Supergirl, Green Lantern, Red Tornado, and Black Canary engage Mongul on the moon, where he proves powerful enough to defeat them all. The Legion of Superheroes arrive and free Superman from the cube, but they are interrupted by Mongul, who wants Superman to watch as Earth gets destroyed by the Sun Eater. Superman attacks Mongul and engages him in a fierce fight. The Legion joins Superman and attacks the villain, but Mongul proves too powerful to be taken down. They then rush to stop the Sun Eater before it destroys Earth, leaving Superman to fight Mongul alone. Enraged, Superman attacks the villain, remarking that he crossed a red line by trying to destroy Earth. Although Superman admits that Mongul might be stronger than him, he pounds on the villain until he knocks him out, but eventually collapses and loses consciousness next to him. Later on, Superman is awakened by the Legion of Superheroes, who tell him that they managed to stop the Sun Eater. They also put the unconscious Mongul in a cage tough enough to hold him, until Superman puts him away. The fourth confrontation takes place in Superman Annual number 11, when the villain attacks Superman in his Fortress of Solitude and controls him with Black Mercy, a strange alien plant which creates a dream of a person's perfect life, by tapping into the pleasure centers of a person's brain, while keeping the victim totally paralyzed. Wonder Woman, Batman, and Robin fight Mongul in their attempt to free Superman, where Diana punches the villain, but she hurts herself more than she hurts him. Mongul knocks Diana into the Hall of Weapons, where she uses an advanced weapon against the villain and blasts him, but Mongul doesn't even budge and beats Diana some more. Batman then succeeds in pulling Black Mercy off Superman's body, only for it to latch onto him. Superman, now freed from the Black Mercy's thrall, attacks Mongul, angry that he had been pulled from his fantasy of being on a Krypton that was never destroyed, and losing everything that was so dear in the process. The two are engaged in a fist fight, where they knock each other around without a clear winner, until Superman has Mongul pinned down, but he is distracted by the statue of his parents holding up a globe representing the lost world of Krypton. Mongul stuns Superman with a powerful punch, and he's about to deliver the final blow when Robin interferes and drops Black Mercy right on him, which instantly wraps itself around him, giving him a fantasy of his own heart's desire. The fifth confrontation takes place in Superman Volume 2, number 32, where Mongul's slave ship captures the unconscious Superman floating in space. Greatly weakened from his ordeal in space, Superman is held captive and later sent to Mongul's prison to get prepared to become a gladiator in his arena. Superman defeats his opponents one after the other, but he refuses Mongul's rules and doesn't deliver a killing blow, and is finally sent to fight Mongul's greatest champion, Draga. Superman defeats Draga in the contest, which is watched by Mongul, who orders Superman to kill Draga, but Superman yells that he doesn't kill, and challenges Mongul, who jumps into the arena and attacks Superman before attempting to kill Draga, but Superman prevents him, remarking that he's not afraid of him, as he fought bigger and stronger creatures. Mongul knocks Superman down, remarking that none is stronger than him, but Superman doesn't yield and kicks Mongul, who recovers instantly. Superman remarks that he's not sure he could stop Mongul even at peak power, urging Draga to help him, but Draga says that Mongul conquered his world, thus he is bound to obey him. Superman hits Mongul with his eye-beams, enraging the monster, who gets hurts and pounds on Superman, until he knocks him unconscious. Later on, Superman wakes up to find himself chained next to Draga. Mongul tells Superman that he will kill them both, starting with Draga. He shoots his beam at Draga, but misses the target willingly. Superman then melts Mongul's gun with his eye-beams. Mongul wonders why Superman didn't cripple him with his beams, and Superman says because he is not a killer like him, before breaking free. Although his weeks of space travel left him drained, Superman can still strike faster than a speeding bullet. He attacks Mongul, who knocks him away, then tries to blast Superman, who dodges the blow which hits the wall instead, and drops it on Draga. Superman interferes and holds the falling chunk, before tossing it at Mongul. He then pounds on the villain, remarking that he is not a gladiator who kills in arenas, as he only uses his power to fight for justice, to help the powerless, and to stop monsters like Mongul, and finally knocks him unconscious. Superman then goes to free Draga, when Mongul regains his senses and shoots his rays at Superman, remarking that he should have killed him when he had the chance. Mongul thought he killed Superman, and Draga tells him that there was no honor in that kill, but Mongul walks away, saying he is above these trivialities. Draga breaks his chain, remarking that there's nothing above honor. Meanwhile, Superman is teleported away by the alien priest called Cleric, who says that his prayers have been answered, and Superman lives. He also says that the power of the Eradicator is behind this, and that he thought it but a weapon, but he senses a change in it. He tells Superman to sleep, and to gain enough strength for the challenges ahead. The sixth confrontation takes place in Superman Batman number 3, where President Lex Luthor offers a $1 billion ransom for the capture of Superman, accusing him of committing crimes against humanity, and scores of villains attempt to take on the mission, including Mongul. Superman thought that $1 billion should mean nothing to an interstellar conqueror like Mongul, who attacks Superman and hits him hard. Superman blocks the villain's punch, remarking that this is not going to be simple exactly as Batman said, before headbutting and slapping Mongul, saying that getting involved in this bounty hunt makes him nothing more than a thug working for Luthor. Superman then knocks Mongul unconscious, stating that he's sick of Lex Luthor. The seventh confrontation on our list takes place in Superman Volume 5, number 19, which lasts for many books. In this event, the United Planets attempt to colonize an uninhabited planet, which the galactic leaders believe can become their first base. Suddenly, their fleet is attacked by Mongul, who is outraged by the decimation of his kingdom and has come for revenge. Superman arrives and attempts to help the United Planets contain Mongul, who fights back and knocks Superman away, remarking that history will be made this day, and Earth will be his toilet. The galactic leaders attack Mongul, but they have trouble working together, and their combined attacks end up hitting both Superman and Mongul. Calling the galactic leaders hypocrites for their fake unity, the enraged Mongul pounds on Superman and knocks him unconscious. Superman explains that he never sleeps, although he is supposed to, so when a powerful creature like Mongul knocks him out, he could be unconscious for hours. Superman deduces that Mongul wants to destroy the United Planets because he doesn't believe in the unity they are trying to establish, and because conquest is the only language he understands, so he uses Mongul's language and hits him hard. Superman remarks that this was his best shot, and Mongul just tanked it, forcing him to shoot his eye beams. Mongul responds by unleashing his destructive beams, and slaughters the forces of the alien race known as the Dominators. The United Planets concentrate all their attacks on Mongul, even when Superman asks them to stop, because this is what Mongul exactly wants. Unaffected by the United Planets' weapons, Mongul knocks Superman away and resumes his attack, killing everyone he can see. Superman recovers and manages to push Mongul away from the battlefield. Their fight takes them across the star system, and they eventually land on planet Gorfo. Mongul chooses to withdraw, feeling he has accomplished what he intended to do. Using his telescopic vision, Superman watches the United Planets' ships firing on each other, realizing that Mongul achieved his goal by spreading chaos and fear across the United Planets' ranks to prevent them from uniting ever again. As Mongul departs, Superman returns to space and stops the fight. Warworld then reaches Earth's orbit, forcing Superman to confront Mongul once again. Angry that Mongul is attacking Earth, Superman decides to stop holding back and to fight Mongul with everything he's got. He flies through Warworld's inner systems and reaches its power core, enduring the attacks of its defense weapons along the way. Using all his strength, Superman pushes Warworld out of Earth's orbit and unleashes his heat vision on the power core, destroying Warworld in a massive explosion. The destruction throws Superman and Mongul into the surface of Venus. They are both tired and pushed to their limits, but Superman gathers what is left of his strength and finally incapacitates Mongul. He then takes him back to his home world, knowing that the Warzoons, Mongul's people, are obsessed with conquest and do not react well to weakness. Superman could never kill Mongul, but he can make him answer for his ways, using his ways. Recently, Superman fights Mongul's son on Warworld in an epic saga. Mongul's son, whose name is also Mongul, ascended the throne of Warworld and plotted to surpass his father by defeating his enemy Superman. A mysterious scavenger arrives, bearing the severed heads of his sons, and a plan to lure Superman to Warworld, where the Red Sun would render him powerless. One of the races Warworld had conquered and enslaved were the Philosians, lost cousins to Kryptonians. The scavenger advises Mongul to send Philosians to Earth, as Superman would not be able to resist the chance to save his kin from slavery. As the scavenger predicted, Superman comes to Warworld with the superpowered beings known as the Authority, and engages Mongul and his champions in a fierce fight. Superman temporarily gains the upper hand, and knocks Mongul away, but the villain, who possesses great endurance just like his father, tells Superman that the yellow sun is the source of his power, and that Warworld has no sun, and that its furnaces were fed by the planets they conquered, and the bodies of their dead. Mongul pulled down these furnaces when he killed his father and took his name, and what sustains Warworld now is the star forges, the giant generators that produce radiation just like red sun, that would severely weaken Superman. During the fight, Leah Nelson gets injured and dies, distracting Superman enough for Mongul to impale him with his kryptonite spear, and enslaves him. The event concludes in Superman Warworld Apocalypse, which presents the finale of this saga. Mongul blasts Superman, who ultimately regains his powers, and hits Mongul with his eye-beams, knocking him down, but refuses to finish him, only to be killed by Krylux, one of the Philosians who were enslaved by Mongul, and turned to a gladiator in his arenas. By killing Mongul, Krylux avenged the death of his family and the destruction of his people by Warworld. So that was a comprehensive review of Superman vs. Mongul's history. I feel that Mongul is Thanos of the DC Universe. Just like the Mad Titan, Mongul is a ruthless tyrant who wants to conquer the universe and would fight to overcome all challenges that would prevent him from achieving his goal by any means possible. Let me know who you think would win between Hulk and Mongul, and as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.